labor market that weren't able to have their full potential. That's who this budget is trying to support. And in particular, there's a lot of investments in children. So to move the needle to create long-run growth, reduce inequality, this takes a lot of money and a lot of good programs. When we think back to after the Great Recession, after the financial crisis, these concerns about the government doing too much, particularly as the recovery went on, they won the day. And fiscal spending actually fell back after the Great Recession. And this is the Democrats believing that they have a lesson to learn and not to stop, to keep spending. And the idea here, the economics of it is there's not some magic level, debt so big to GDP. We got to be able to finance, we got to be able to pay the interest payments. But we have an opportunity, especially in the United States, to borrow the money and spend it on the country. And it's swinging for the fences for a more prosperous, more productive U.S. economy. It is risky, but people are worth taking a risk on.
Republicans in the U.S. Senate have blocked a bill to create an independent commission to probe the deadly U.S. Capitol riots. Now, the final vote was 54 to 35, which fell short of the 60 votes needed to start debate on the legislation. Republicans used a procedural tactic known as a filibuster for the first time this year to block the bill.
The Republican minority just mounted a partisan filibuster against an independent commission to report on January 6th. Both efforts should have moved forward in a solidly bipartisan way. But out of fear or fealty to Donald Trump, the Republican minority just prevented the American people from getting the full truth about January 6th. This vote has made it official. Donald Trump's big lie has now fully enveloped the Republican Party.
The proposed commission was modeled after a similar independent panel formed in the aftermath of the 9/11 terror attacks, and Democrats and some moderate Republicans had pushed for the commission to investigate the 6th of January riots. Now, that's when hundreds of supporters of former President Donald Trump stormed the U.S. Capitol to delay the formal certification of President Joe Biden's election victory. Now, that violence left 5 people dead, including a police officer. But in the days leading up to the vote, Senate Republicans led by Minority Leader Mitch McConnell have been deeply skeptical of the commission. Mr. Trump has been another vocal critic, attacking the effort to create the panel as a Democrat trap. Had the commission moved forward, he likely would have been called to testify over his role in inciting the riots and his administration's response to the attack. Now, we have some breaking news out of Vietnam. The health minister says the country has detected a new hybrid variant of the coronavirus. It is a mix of the strains from India and the United Kingdom. Now, Vietnam has registered nearly 6,400 coronavirus cases so far, half of which were recorded in the latest outbreak. We'll have more updates on this story, but for now, we go on a break. Ahead in Asia now, English football fans pounding the streets of Porto ahead of the Champions League final. Now, the locals aren't happy campus.
Should you use your CPF for property investment? Come to the Singapore Property Show 2021 to learn more from leading property market experts in 40 informative webinars. Our top flight speakers will be covering a wide range of topics to help you make a most informed decision. How do you make the most of your CPF for property investment? Are ECs still the golden goose? Is owning multiple properties only for the wealthy? What kind of property is in demand by district? Get these answers and more. Plus, stand to win $8,000 worth of cash prizes. Join us at our webinars this weekend on 29th and 30th May for essential property investment advice. What are you waiting for? Visit sps2021.99.co to register now. The Singapore Property Show 2021 is proudly organized by MediaCorp and our esteemed partners.
They treat me like a snake.
तो एक के चलते हजारों आदमी भूखे मर जाते हैं। मैं तो सोचता था कि मैं कहीं मम्मी को मैं बहुत बोलता था, मम्मी मुझे कुछ अच्छा पॉइजन दे दो कि मैं मर जाऊँ।
Oh my God, they've been blasting the wrecks.
A brand new season of Undercover Asia.
This is Game Oji-san.
I make YouTube videos. While he does bespoke carpentry, I get up close with a new generation of local craft people.
Whatever it took to become a woodworker, I think I did it.
Starting with a furniture artisan.
If you are the CEO, the desk represents you.
Will I keep all my fingers? Handmade Tales, a brand new series, Sunday on CNA.
Manchester City and Chelsea, two of England's richest football clubs, crossed swords today in the UEFA Champions League final. But the presence of their fans on neutral soil, the Portuguese coastal city of Porto, hasn't been warmly welcomed. Now, and that's because locals are unhappy with the last-minute decision from authorities to relax COVID-19 safety rules. Hundreds of English fans have been packing the city's riverside bars, most of them not wearing masks. British tourists are now allowed in and out of Portugal if they present a negative PCR test. Locals are also upset that foreign fans can go into the stadium, but they have been banned from attending matches for months. Only 16,500 fans are allowed into the stadium, but many others have been arriving in Porto to support their teams from the sidelines. The most magical place in the Big Apple is set to open next week. The world's only official Harry Potter flagship store is gearing up to welcome fans in New York. Dumbledore's Griffin, Fawkes the Phoenix, and more than 50 wands are on display in the 21,000-square-foot shop. It also has props from the films and the largest collection of Harry Potter merchandise. Author J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter novels about a boy wizard have sold more than 500 million copies worldwide. It's also been made into blockbuster movies. Executives behind the flagship store say this is the right time to bring in some magic.
Yeah, it's been a really tough year in a lot of people's lives. We have a giant Fawkes the Phoenix hanging over our entrance at 5th Avenue, and I sometimes see that as a bit of a sign for the store, for a phoenix from the flames. So it's really exciting to be opening this store now. We think it's the right time to do so.
And that's Asia Now for this hour. Headlines anytime at cne.asia. Plus, we're also on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Thanks for watching.
Look forward to brighter skies. The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
Myanmar opening its doors to the world, but still much work is needed. The journey hasn't been easy, with pressure from within and without. Twists and turns line the way, but even when it's down, this country never stops trying. This is a country that can bank on its people. People who have the power to chart Myanmar's path. And people who have stories to tell the world.
aspirations and attitudes of Singapore.